The linear EQ is designed for ultra-precise equalization with zero phase shifting. When we use equalizers, we like to think that they're changing the gain of a selected band, leaving everything else untouched. The truth is that any normal analog or digital EQ processor introduces a different amount of delay or phase shift for different frequencies. The levels of all frequencies are linear, but the phase is not. The audible effect of a phase distortion is arguable. The trained ear may classify and justify this effect as good-sounding coloration. The first elements to suffer are short transients, which have lots of frequencies happening simultaneously for a short, localized period of time. In this case, phase distortion simply degrades sharpness and clarity and somewhat smears the transients over a longer time. The sound of the linear phase equalizer is more transparent and more preserving of the musical balance, while still very effectively manipulating the harmonic spectrum. There are two different types of linear EQs. There's a broadband and the low band. The broadband component offers 6 linear phase EQ bands. Band 0, or LF, is low frequency and offers a range from 22 Hz to 1000 Hz. The other 5 bands work in frequency ranges 258 Hz to 18,000 Hz. You'll notice the low frequency band is different than the other 5 bands and does not have the same behavior and range of features. The 5 main bands have smooth real-time performance and you can hear the changes while you drag. But the low frequency band has to be reset for every change in cutoff or gain, so you will hear the new setting only when you release the mouse. You'll notice the linear EQ's got 6 band strips. Each contain gain, frequency, Q or bandwidth, and type. On-off turns a certain band on or off. The gain fader lets you reduce the signal's gain. The trim control shows the margin between the program's peak and the full digital scale in decibels. Clicking on the trim control automatically trims the specified margin by applying the specified value to the gain control. There are 3 different methods: normal, accurate, and low ripple. Dither, on or off. It is on by default, but it is a choice of the engineer whether to add low-level hiss like noise or to get slight low-level nonlinear distortion from quantization noise. Either noise types will be extremely low and rather inaudible. The scale from 12 dB to 30 dB selects view scale for the graph. The EQ graph shows the view of the current EQ settings. It shows frequency on the x-axis and amplitude on the y-axis. Lastly, the output meters and clip lights show the output energy in the left-right channels in decibels, from 0 dB down to minus 30 dB. The clip lights light up together when any output clipping occurs. A peak hold indicator under the meter shows the peak value until reset by clicking on it.